This is the third of the three videos on the LX Navigation Zeus flight computer. In this video I'll talk about saving IGC files and also some of the problems you might encounter as you use the system. One thing you will want to do after flight is to download the flight traces and IGC file. This can then be used for a badge claim, put on the ladder, scored in a competition, or just kept for posterity. You can download to a USB memory stick directly from the Zeus. So you put in the memory stick the right way around, of course, and then use the Start button to read the flight data. Select the one you want to download and then save to USB, and it takes that flight trace and puts it on the USB stick as an IGC file. You can also download using the LX ERA. So in this case you go to the logbook page and again you select the file and then download. Transfer to SD card, and again it copies the flight. And it may not be very obvious, but there is actually, or can be, a micro USB card in the ERA. It's a bit of a fiddle to get it out, but there you are. The ERA includes Wi-Fi capability, so if you're within range of a Wi-Fi hotspot, it's possible to download the files directly to LX Navigation's cloud services. There's a YouTube video on how to do that, so if you want to do that, then I would have a look at that. The simulator is a great tool for learning how to use the Zeus without actually sitting there in the glider, but it's not without problems. I'll just highlight one here. Let's say you want to upload some more Turnpoint files in. You do that by going to Setup, choosing Transfer, and then Turnpoints, Tasks. Transfer from USB, and it lists the files as they're on the USB device you have. So let's choose the Scott Fields Turnpoint. If I click on that, then the tool is now just completely hung up. It's not doing anything. You can't escape out of it. If you're lucky, the escape key on the keyboard will get it back to normal use. If you're unlucky, you'll have to use a task manager to kill the program and then restart it. The simulator includes the capability of having simulated flights using keyboard controls to control your speed, direction and your nose up, nose down attitude. But this is not without problems, as you're about to see. You can see we're currently heading away from Port Mogue at just 930 feet. And we'll just come round to the left. Let's say we've found a thermal, and so we want to show what the display does when you start turning. So as you can see, it initially moved into a different mode and then the whole program just crashed. Not great. Let's just start it up again. And we're straight back into the flying mode without actually going through the startup screen. Another thing to be aware of in the simulator is these nav boxes. If you want to customize them, what you should be able to do is, let's say we want to change one of these, the ETA average, to something else. So you bring it up on the screen, you do a long press on the lower left button and it selects it. So a short click and it shows you the ETA or average speed. Now let's say we want to change that to, for example, let's see, I like to see the distance to selected turn point. So select that and nothing happens. Stays the same. So you can't actually customize the nav boxes in the simulator. A minor niggle on the rear seat ERA is that it displays the average in feet per minute rather than knots. despite the fact its units are set to knots in the setup. As you probably know, 1 knot is about 100 feet per minute. One final thing I'd like to have a little moan about is the manuals. At the time of recording, the manual version is for 4.2.0, while the software is at 5.2.1. There are quite significant differences between the two versions, so it would be good if the manual was actually kept up to date. Please don't let the fact that there are problems with the Zeus and its simulator from taking the Percos cross-country. The club bought the Percos and fitted it out to encourage cross-country flying. When it comes down to it, it's your skills and reading of conditions and choosing your route that count. So don't spend your time while flying fiddling with the instruments, but keep a good lookout and remember the instrumentation is only there to help. So that brings an end to the third of this series of videos. I hope you find them useful.